Mama Guru, and today the topic we are going to deal in this video lecture is an exclusive topic and is of very good importance. The topic is the blood supply to the liver. Now, why did I choose liver specifically? If first reason, liver is one among the most important gland in our body. Second reason, all of the metabolism, at least 90% of the metabolism is carried out by the liver. And I have seen many students struggling with the process of or the mechanism of the first pass metabolism. So in order to understand all the metabolism and what is first pass metabolism, first we should see how the drug reaches the liver or how does the blood supply is given to the liver. So in this video we will be dealing only with the blood supply to the liver. So before beginning, one thing that we must know is that there are two types of blood supply to the liver. Either through the hepatic artery that I have shown in the red color. These red are the hepatic arteries that give blood supply to the liver. And second one is through the portal vein that I have drawn in the blue. So this is to differentiate red color, hepatic artery, blue color, the portal vein circulation. Now this is very interesting to know that the blood supply to the liver through the hepatic arteries is just 25%. Through the hepatic arteries, the blood reaches the liver, that is only 25% of the volume of the blood that reaches the liver, and the remaining 75% is through the portal vein circulation. Right? 25% of blood circulation is given by the hepatic artery, and the remaining 75, that is the majority of the blood, reaches the liver through the portal veins. Now, we will see how the arteries act. Okay, we will consider this as an aorta. We know we have towards the lower part of the body we have two types of aorta. Either the aorta that transfers blood to the thoracic region, that is thoracic aorta, or that one which transfers the blood to the abdominal. So this is the abdominal aorta. Then the abdominal aorta. Now we will see how it branches. The abdominal aorta splits itself first into a single section, which is known as the celiac trunk. See, this trunk that is coming from the abdominal aorta is the celiac trunk, right? Now this celiac trunk mainly gives rise to four different paths. First path that gives blood supply to the liver, that is the common hepatic artery, right? The one that gives blood supply to the liver is common hepatic artery. The second one continues and splits and gives blood supply to two vital organs. First one is the pancreas, that's why the pancreatic artery. Second one, the spleen, that's why the splenic artery. And the fourth one to which this celiac artery splits is the stomach. That's why we will call this one as the gastric artery. So how? This is the abdominal aorta. Then this one is the celiac trunk. The celiac trunk first divides into one section that is known as the the common hepatic artery. The celiac trunk again divides into two. That is first one that supplies blood to the pancreas, that is the pancreatic artery, and the second one that supplies blood to the spleen, that is the splenic artery, and then to the stomach, that is the gastric artery. Now, one thing that should be taken care here is that these arteries will give pure oxygenated blood to the liver, to the pancreas, to the spleen, to the stomach, etc. Done. Now, this abdominal aorta will extend further and then split into again two pathways. First pathway is the superior mesenteric artery. So this is the superior mesenteric artery, right? And again into the second one, that is the inferior mesenteric artery. Done. This is how the aortic blood reaches a lot of the part of the organs. Done. Now we will move, and this gives oxygenated blood, right? Now we will move how the portal vein system acts. First one, we will start with the pancreas. Done. The pancreas, we know it is a organ that makes a lot of hormone, including the insulin, the glucagon, the somatostatin. Okay, so whenever these hormones are released from the pancreas, these hormones enters the pancreatic vein. See, the vein that arises from the pancreas is the pancreatic vein, from the spleen is the splenic vein, from the GIT, that is the stomach, that is the gastric vein, and the veins that arises from the intestine. See, this is the intestine. I'm writing it as intestine, but it involves everything, that is the small intestine, your large intestine, your colon, rectum, everything. So, from the intestine, the veins that carry the blood to the portal vein is the first one. See, this vein is close to the inferior mesenteric artery, so it will be the inferior mesenteric vein. Okay, and this vein is close to the superior mesenteric artery, so it is the superior mesenteric vein. Done. Now, we will see what each vein carries. The pancreas releases a lot of insulin, a lot of somatostatin, a lot of glucagon. So these vital hormones are carried through the pancreatic vein to the portal system. One. Second one, the spleen. See, what is actually spleen? We all have come across from our lower classes that spleen is a graveyard of RBC. So what will be present there? Degraded RBC, right? The hemoglobin, the end products of hemoglobin metabolism. So everything will be present in the spleen, and all these products through the splenic artery will come into the portal vein. Done. Next, we will go to the stomach. See, a lot of absorption do not take place in the stomach. The reason is that only the lipid soluble substances are absorbed from the stomach through the gastric vein. And what are the lipid soluble substances? We can say first, alcohol is a highly lipid soluble substance. Second one, obviously a drug, that is aspirin. So aspirin, alcohol, a lot of nutrients such as we can say the fatty acids or certain nutrients that are absorbed through the gastric vein. We are done with that. Next, we have the inferior mesenteric vein and the superior mesenteric vein. We know a lot of drug metabolism or a lot of drug absorption or nutrient absorption are carried out in the intestine. So all the drugs that are not absorbed in here can be absorbed in the intestines. So all those drugs, all those nutrients are put into these two veins, that is the superior mesenteric vein and the inferior mesenteric vein, and hence that also reaches the portal vein. And from this portal vein, it will enter into the liver. Done. Now, so we can know that through this portal system, what are the substances that reaches the liver? We will start from our side. First, all the hormones such as insulin, somatostatin, glucagon. Second, all the end products of the hemoglobin or RBC byproducts. From here, a lot of nutrients, alcohol, aspirin. From here, again a lot of nutrients such as fatty acids, amino acids, and a lot of drug reaches here, and then it enters into the liver and undergoes metabolism. We will talk about metabolism in the future class. See guys, here I would like to highlight one more thing, that as we have talked about the common hepatic artery, we know there are two lobes in the liver, that is the left lobe and the right lobe, right? So whenever the common hepatic artery enters into the liver, it will split up into two, since it has to provide blood to both the left lobe and the right lobe. So it will split itself up to two portions, the one that provides blood supply to the left lobe and the one that provides blood supply to the right lobe. Interestingly, only the right lobe again branches. See, this is an extra branch of the right lobe. This will provide blood supply to the left lobe, this will provide blood supply to the right lobe, and in the path of the right lobe, there will be an extra branch that will provide blood supply to the gallbladder. See, this one will provide blood supply to the gallbladder, and this artery is known as the cystic artery. We know in the gall, we know that cystic duct is there, as same the name cystic artery. So that's all that you should be knowing about the circulation to the liver. Circulation, that is the aortic circulation to the liver, that is the hepatic artery, and the portal circulation to the liver, and that is the route by which different drugs and different toxic metabolites, bacteria, infectious agent enters the liver from the intestine, from the GIT, from the spleen or the pancreas. So that's all about in this class. We will meet in the next class dealing with the first pass metabolism, and you should be very clear with this concept to understand clearly what first pass metabolism is. Till then, stay safe, take care and keep learning.